welcome back to the Spookins channel. I am Sam.
I'm Sarah.
This is a little place for us to talk all things horror, and today we are back on Traitors. So we are episode 2. In the first episode, a little previously, we selected our traitors. We have Victoria, we have Kevin Wendell Crumb, and we have Tiffany Valentine. The other big significant thing that happened, 5 curses were released in the castle, ending the night with 5 different people. They were Lady Raven, Xander Harris, Victoria, Billy Chapman, and Shaggy Rogers. So we will find out soon what happens to them, or will we? Kevin Wendell Crumb, just a little thing to mention. Once the Kevin personality disappears, he will not be allowed back in the game, as is the canon in his franchise. The other personalities bury him within the mind. Spoiler, I'm sorry. It's not really. Yeah, should we go?
Yeah.
Lovely. I'll give that to you. Thank you very much. So, episode 2, we begin with breakfast. Everyone beginning to turn up to breakfast, as they do. We get down there are 5 people left to come in. Everyone's looking. Everyone's waiting. Who's going to come in? Who's been murdered? They're chatting amongst themselves. Who they think they're gone for? Who do you think they're gone for? Who do you think they're gone for? None of the remaining 5 come back.
Oh.
All of the cursed players are seemingly eliminated from the game on night 1. So not only are we down 4 faithful, we are down a traitor immediately.
That is wild, but fortunately, we're down Xander Harris.
So yeah, we're
swings and roundabouts.
So yeah, Lady Raven, Xander Harris, Shaggy Rogers, Billy Chapman, and Victoria are eliminated from the castle.
Wow, that is spicy. I actually wasn't expecting that, even though they start every series with
a mass eviction. Yeah.
With an elimination. I don't know, I thought you weren't going to do it.
Well, I weren't going to do it, but
because I'd be expecting it. I don't know. Maybe they'll come back. Maybe they'll come back. Who knows? Sometimes they do. Maybe not Xander. He can stay gone.
Is anyone particularly sad? Is anyone mourning the loss of their best pal? They haven't really been in it long enough.
They're not really the most likeable characters either, are they?
No, there was no one who had particularly made an impression on.
I think maybe Ray's a little sad that Xander and Shaggy are gone. Other than that, no, not really.
Waking up this morning in the split personality body. We are not yet saying goodbye to Kevin Wendell Crumb.
Okay.
So Kevin's still here. Kevin, the personality, Kevin.
So you rolled him?
I rolled him.
Okay.
I rolled him.
I said, but you just said he can't come back, but I suppose he's not gone.
He's not gone.
So it's still him.
Yeah, it's still him. No one's taken over.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Big up, Kevin.
So Kevin's still about for this episode at least. Those of you waiting to see your favourite personalities, I'm sorry, it's still Kev.
It's still Kevin.
Holding strong. There is a mission today.
Ooh.
I know. 8 players must go to a nearby church and ring bells to play a tune. So there's 7 bells and a conductor. So the players can decide who goes where. So that's one group. Everyone left at the castle must find a music box. So this is one from Series 1 of the UK Traitors.
I remember it well. It was one of my favourite ones.
Yep. And there's lots of music boxes placed around the castle. So those left in the castle have to run around playing the music boxes. And they have to match the tune that's being played in like the church. These are like church bells, not little dingly bells, by the other group. And then each music box is a small item, a larger version of which can be found elsewhere in the castle. So if they were paying attention on day 1, they might know the location of some of these, and must be taken to Bella Winkleman. And we're getting 2,000 buckaroos for each correct item, and we're playing 5 tunes. So first up, who do we think's going to play the tunes?
I think. See, with Mr. Reed and Edward, I'm torn because I think they both would think they'd be good at playing the instruments, but then I think they would equally think they'd be as good at recognizing the songs.
I have Mr. Reed to me screams conductor.
True. And I guess he would want the best people playing, but then I do think you need people who would recognize the song. It depends what kind of music it's going to be.
Yeah. They gutted Lady Raven's gone at this point. That curse has not worked well for them.
Pinhead likes things in boxes, so I think he would want to remain.
Stay and listen to the boxes. What is your pleasure?
Yeah, so he is staying. He's not doing the bells.
Okay.
Sharpay's going to ring the bells.
Sharpay's ringing bells.
Yeah.
I think Riff Raff's probably ringing bells. Do you think? I think Riff Raff's a bell ringer.
Yeah.
He strikes me as a bell ringer. We say Mr. Reed's going?
Yeah, to conduct.
Mr. Reed, the Riff of the Raff. Sharps.
Okay. Edward, I think Edward is going to play
Cullen.
bells, yeah.
Going to go and play some bells. Lovely. Abigail? Or you think she's too... Do you think she's not...
I think she's too small to ring a bell.
Yeah, she's going to be like, no, I can't. Yeah.
Plus also I think she would think, I will recognise the song.
Yeah.
Someone's got to stay.
That's
who
true.
Will
Someone who's
the music.
got a musical ear needs to hang around. Frankenhooker to ring some bells.
Yeah.
I think they would feel like they can get her to
it's just
kind
a
of just
brute strength thing, isn't it? Like, I mean, you need some rhythm.
Yeah, but Mr. Reed's going to keep rhythm for her.
You've got Edward, who's very musical.
Okay.
Which is why I wasn't sure about Edward, because he is super musical. He might think he would recognise the songs, but I don't know.
I think one of the white guy squad, I think Ray or Ed or Eric need to go, I reckon. Or Roman.
I think Edward would want to stay and listen to the music. I don't think he'd want to ring the bells.
Taking him out?
Yes.
Okay.
I think we take him out and we put both Eric and Ray in.
Ray and Eric.
I think they would see it as like a show of strength.
Okay, we need a couple more.
I think they would be like, oh, I'm not the brain man.
I'm not the brain man. Rain man. Carrie, where's Carrie? Where's Carrie in all this?
Did we decided that Carrie doesn't have her powers, does she?
No.
So she can't magically lift the bells because Bella Winkleman is shielding everyone against.
Yeah, superpowers are not present.
I'm pretty sure she only protects against vampire powers, but we're gonna say that it's canon in this that she protects against.
Yeah, this is Spooking's canon. Whenever you see Bella Swan, no, there's no superpowers.
There will be no superpowers on play today. She will continue to be the host forever because she's going to live forever.
She is, yeah. Santanico, I'm popping her here.
Yeah,
she's going to go ring bells.
Yeah. I just don't know how they would feel about it, to be honest. It's just a very simple bell ringing task.
That is, that's true. If you're traitors, do you want one person in each place? Do you care?
Who are the traitors again?
We've got Kevin and Tiff.
I don't think with the best will in the world they would think of that strategy.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think they'd want to be together. I think Tiffany maybe doesn't trust Kevin. She doesn't. I mean, she has a weird relationship with men, doesn't she?
Yeah.
And I think Kevin is just a dude.
Long legs?
What about long legs?
Ringing bells?
I might do no, I think he'd want to be like whimsical and running round and looking at music boxes. Do you know what I mean? Maybe we get Roman to ring the bells.
Roman ringing bells?
Yeah.
There you go. Roman's ringing bells. Okay, so bell ringing squad is Mr. Reed, Riff Raff, Sharpay Evans, Ray Waller, Frankenhooker, Eric Newland.
Oh yeah, that was
as I found out, we had misread his name all these years. 1 year? When did that come out? A couple of years ago. Always thought it was Newton. Saw it written down many times. Always read it as Newton. It is Newland, so we learned something. There we go.
Yeah, we've played many games with this character. He's been in almost every game of Survivor that we've played, and he has been Eric Newton, and then in brackets John Carver. So you live and learn, friends. You live and learn.
And then there's Santanico and Roman joining them, bell ringing. So everyone else staying in the castle.
Okay.
How good are they?
It depends what the songs are.
The songs, these are Naughty's pop hits.
Oh man. I don't know in that case. I think Edward hates new music. He doesn't know it.
Yeah.
He doesn't know any of them. He's a classical guy.
Mm-hmm.
So he was staying behind hoping it would be like church hymns or something, thinking he would know them. And then it's like toxic Britney Spears and he's like, brother, I don't know this music. And Bella's laughing at him.
That is the first one as well.
Is it?
Toxic Britney Spears. Bella
is laughing at him. Bella's a character in this.
Bella is, yeah, she's a character.
Bella Winkleman is laughing.
Well, if they can get it, if Mr. Reed can get this, like, almost good, I think we've got a few people in that castle who are recognising Naughty's pop hits. True.
And I think, like, Sharpay knows Toxic.
Yeah, Sharpay knows Toxic for sure.
Ray probably knows Toxic. He's got a teenage daughter.
Yeah, they know.
Yeah.
They know. He's not too much older than the Britney Spears era, like.
No. Eric probably knows it.
Raymond knows it.
Who doesn't know that song?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Santanico probably doesn't, but she might.
She might have danced to it. It might be on the...
Yeah. Riff Raff's never heard of it in his life.
No.
And neither is Frankenhooker.
No.
But I think they're okay.
Think they're okay. So is them playing Toxic at an okay level enough for Sue, Sienna, Carrie White, Edward, Abigail, Longlegs?
How do you think Sue... How do you think Sue is?
Sue, I think she's early to mid-20s.
Okay, so she may or may not know Toxic.
Yeah.
If she does know it, it's because it's been on TikTok.
Been on TikTok, yeah.
Yeah. Tiffany knows Toxic. There's no doubt about
Tiffany's a toxic gal. She loves it.
And Sienna, Sienna's quite young as well, isn't she?
Yeah, I reckon Sienna's, is, slightly older. Slightly older than Sue, I reckon.
And to be honest, I think Longlegs probably comes out of nowhere, and it's like, that's Toxic.
That's Toxic Britney Spears.
Yeah.
And he's listening to him. Because that's the thing, they don't even have to know what the songs are. They just have to be able to match the tune with the tune.
Yeah, I think Longlegs.
So can they play it close enough that they would be able to recognise it also played back in bell form?
Yeah, I think Longlegs smashes it out the park.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a weird little guy. I think he just opens one and it's Britney Spears Toxic. So...
It's like, oh, yes, this one goes. Okay. So how many out of 5?
I don't know, because this task I remember being really difficult.
It is tough. And it's quite a lot to do as well under time pressure, because they're playing it and then they're listening for it and then they're seeing what the object is and then they're finding the object and then taking it to
Bella. Yeah, that is a lot to do. I would say no more than 3, because it's quite a difficult task.
Okay. Do you give him 3?
Yeah, I think so. I think you've got Pinhead, and I think that gives you the slight edge. I was thinking 2 or 3, but I think having Pinhead.
It gives you the edge.
He loves boxes.
He loves the boxes.
I feel like he would be able to sense which box was the right one.
Okay.
And 3 times out of 5, he was correct.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Right, I'm right, and Pinhead smashes it.
Yeah.
There you go.
With the help of Longlegs.
Yeah, Pinhead / Longlegs combo.
No one's expecting it, but they...
Kind of bangs.
Yeah, they're really good at this game. And everyone rates them for it, even though they think they're weird.
Yeah, no, I like that. Sounds good to me. Okay, so they managed to put 6,000 in the prize pot.
Wow.
So there you go. That's nice. Then we get downtime. We get some nice downtime.
Excellent.
Who's chatting? Anyone chatting about anything?
I think that Sharpay is furious that they didn't get 5 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she's really annoyed with like Frankenhooker probably, because Frankenhooker gives vibes that she can ring the bell, but she doesn't know what rhythm is.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah, she's a bit of a... Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Sharpay and Frankenhooker are not
Okay.
super vibing right now. And I
Clashing
think
a bit.
everyone thinks she's a bit annoying. I think Santanico might cuss her out if she keeps persisting.
Sharpay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Santanico will cuss her out.
Starting to grate some gears.
Yeah, because she is annoying.
She is annoying, yeah. Does Longlegs appreciate annoying?
I don't know.
Has Longlegs got a soft spot for Sharpay ever?
I don't know.
It's a question you always wanted to hear.
Slightly too old for him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How old are we saying she is?
What, Sharpay?
Mm.
They must be like 16, 15.
Okay.
And the girls in Longlegs are all like 12, aren't they? It's the day for their 10th or their 12th birthday. So I think Sharpay might be a little bit old for him, but he might see that as a challenge.
Yeah.
I bet like the first thing he asks her is, when's your birthday?
Probably does, yeah. That's what he asks Abigail.
Yeah.
He's all over Abigail.
Yeah, he
Not realising she's a 400-year-old immortal being. Like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think Longlegs, yeah, he approaches Sharpay and asks when her birthday is. And canonically, I don't know when that is. And I don't know what would fit his pattern.
Shall we have a look?
Let's have a look at when Sharpay Evans' birthday is. I remember in the film they were all around like January, I think. The Longlegs.
Sharpay Evans, June the 1st.
I don't think that fits his pattern because it goes out like that, doesn't it? It's like a. So he is immediately disinterested. But he's a lot more interested in Abigail because she appears younger and she hasn't revealed her secret that she's actually some ancient demon.
No, she's keeping it under wraps for now. We'll see if it comes out.
Which I guess means that Edward probably has a fondness for her because he also has a demon child.
Yeah, who are we saying he's got a fondness for?
Abigail. Because he also has Renesmee, who is not a, I can't remember what they call them, whatever they call the kids that are turned when they're kids. But
Edward likes Abigail, but he doesn't know Abigail's a demon child. She's just a child.
So she hasn't even revealed that she's a vampire yet?
No.
Well, he might feel some affection for her anyway, being a father.
Yeah. I feel like there's probably a few people here who would just look at her and be like, oh, there's a child in here. We should kind of protect that child a little bit, maybe.
But then do you think anyone is kind of thinking, she's a bit young to be in here? Is there something sus about her?
Maybe. Maybe. Does anyone think that way?
Do you think maybe Santanico can sense... And maybe Edward.
I feel like
do you think they can
to
sense that there's another...
I feel like, yeah, you probably, after the first day, where the whole first day was just them kind of like playing around and just like drinking and stuff, unless she's like forcing herself to drink real drinks and eat real food, then I think probably they'll be like,
yeah,
you're kind of acting like I am and not drinking anything.
Yeah. And also, I think it's a good shout that Abigail avoided going in the church to do the bells.
There you go. Yeah, did we have any...
Yeah, we had Santanico in the church.
Oh, no.
But I think I think it's a different canon. And I think it's probably fine. Abigail is the religious stuff, I think.
Yeah,
it is, the son.
Because it's just classic Dracula, isn't it, Abigail? So,
yes. Yeah. So Edward is going to be sparkling. He'd just be sparkling.
He's sparkly boy.
Yeah, and for the purposes of this, I guess we have to say that Abigail doesn't burst into flames in the sun.
Yeah. we're gonna have to.
And Santanico as well, in that canon, they burst into flames in the sun.
This is filmed. The thing we have in our favour here is that this is filmed in Scotland.
True.
And it's never sunny. So
that's true. It's always miserable.
They've filmed this in the hopes that it's just going to be miserable the whole time. Yeah. And
when I say it's
I've
always
decided
miserable,
it will be.
When I say it's always miserable, I don't mean it's always miserable in Scotland. No. I mean, when you watch the Traitors UK, it is always miserable weather. They must film it.
I think they film it like early winter, sort of late autumn. Yeah.
Because they're always wrapped up. It's always raining. So, So we'll just go with that it's miserable enough. Then maybe Edward doesn't sparkle because he lives in Forks for the same reason. Yeah,
there you go. No, probably not sparkling. So the vampires are safe, maybe except for each other because they're looking out for the signs. Do we have any little other friendships? Is Tiffany like Abigail? I feel like Tiffany might take Abigail under her wing.
It depends on what Abigail is like saying about herself. Like, do you know what I mean? If she's just some nice child.
Is she playing just like pure little ballerina girl?
I think so, because she does at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. And she's got it down to a T, like.
She does. I think she'll have a little character turn at some point.
Yeah.
But for now, I think she's just content.
I think maybe if her name gets written down at the round table, I think we might see another side to the demon show.
That is very true. So I think Tiffany probably doesn't vibe that much with Abigail. She's just a child. Although she's
got Glenda.
She does, and she does want to be a mum quite badly in the movie. Yeah. So does she have some maternal urge over her? Maybe. I think her and Santanica are probably friends.
Tiff and Santanica. Yeah, I think that's probably right as well.
And then, I think Tiffany feels some kind of vibe over...
Does anyone like Van Helsing?
Dr. Heiter.
Yeah.
They're both men of... Well, are they men of science? Van Helsing is like a professor in...
Philosophy and...
I think probably also science.
Umbridge?
Yeah, get
like
Umbridge.
Mad professors. Just the Mad Professor squad.
Yeah, she's not really a mad professor.
No, she's a bit chaos though.
So I think that she's absolutely not chaos. So I think she fits in really well with the law and order of Van Helsing and Dr. Heiter.
I think by chaos I mean like evil.
Oh yeah, she's evil.
Yeah.
She's evil, but she's not chaos, and I think she fits in really well with.
Is this like the old like sort of Mr. Reed in there as well?
Yeah, maybe. Whack him in.
He's in the little squad.
Because I think Dr. Heiter wants to play God, and so does Mr. Reed. So I think in their own separate ways they want to play God, so they probably come together at first, but I can see this going downhill. They'll get off of each other,
yeah. They're like just debating theology and their own versions of what theology looks like.
Yeah. I think...
And they're not the same.
No. And I think also Umbridge, although it's not really in her character thinking that she is God, she has a superiority complex. So I think that group could explode.
I want to throw some potential riffraff masters at you and see where they land. I'm going. Riffraff either falls under Pinhead or he's getting dropped in the Tiffany Santanico group.
I think he's friends with the Tiffany Santanico group, for sure. But I was actually thinking he might play master to Dr. Heiter.
Okay.
Who reminds me a bit... Again, this is probably because I don't know Hellraiser all that well. But Dr. Heiter gives me Frankenfurter vibes, like building a creature.
Yeah, it's like the perfect being type thing, I guess. Yeah.
So I don't know.
I can drop him down there.
I will trust your judgment on Pinhead.
No,
I don't really know him that well.
Yeah. So Sharpay's got no friends.
No.
She's already managed to alienate herself.
She has. I think she's trying to bully Carrie White. She's calling her Scary White. And it's, So I think that, Sharpay is quite alienated. Right? Sue might be her friend.
I feel like Sue might see it as a opportunity to kind of, like, if she's a Sharpay person, she thinks Sharpay's always going to go before she does, maybe.
Yeah. I think as well they might
That's
just
like
get
a half.
along,
Yeah, they might. They're
honest.
they're not dissimilar.
No.
Does Sienna then drift to Carrie because Carrie's getting bullied?
Yes. And I think Edward also drifts to that group because we know that Edward loves high school girls.
It's high school girls, man. Yeah.
I get older, they stay the same age.
Alright.
So I think that Edward is drawn towards the high school girls, and Bella Winkleman is livid.
Bella Winkleman wants a bit of Edward. Is she more Bella than Winkleman then?
I think I don't know. It's like she's remembering a past life. She's livid. And then I think that group that has formed there.
What group's that?
Just the kind of...
The Sienna, Carrie, Edward group?
No, the one that has formed kind of by accident. Frankenhooker, Longlegs, Abigail, and Pinhead goes hard. I think that is a strong group, to be honest.
We like that one.
Yeah, I think that's strong. And I think somehow, like, Kevin has managed to weave his way into that group too.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm content with that, because then you've got the white man corner.
Yeah, I like how this is shaping up, to be honest. I feel like I can put Riff Raff... I know you can't see this, watching this. I'm just kind of moving some cards around, just so that we've got the picture that we're giving you of kind of how the friendship groups look.
Yeah, we've got a visualization, because...
So that we can remember.
Yeah, so we can remember, basically.
Cool. So yeah, we've got a few friendship groups forming there. That's nice to have.
Yeah.
As we move into our first round table with votes.
Ooh.
So we will go around. Do we want to say who is speaking up first and what their suspicions are? Or do we go straight and just vote?
Well, they normally do have a little chit-chat before, don't they?
Chinny waggy.
I think Sharpay and Sue and Mr. Reed all want to be the first person to speak.
Okay. And is Sharpay loud enough and brass enough to make that happen? Probably.
Yeah, I think so. I think that she's loud enough, she's forceful enough, and then also I think Mr. Reed is like, you know what? I could study her.
You could, yeah. All right, he goes to speak, and you just get everybody quiet.
Exactly. Yeah. She just busts out everybody quiet.
She's gonna sing her suspicions.
Yeah, she sings a little ditty. She doesn't actually have any suspicions, but she sings a song about how Carrie White is all three traitors.
Yeah, it's a good theory. It's as strong as any I've heard.
Yeah. So I think that she sings a song about Carrie being a little weirdo and how she thinks that Carrie is all of the traitors at the same time.
Okay. Does anyone agree? She look like she's getting to anyone? Is Sue nodding along like, yeah, no, this is...
I think it's at this point that Sue's like...
Oh, maybe I picked the wrong pal here. Yeah.
She's like, oh, you're actually an idiot. Okay. And I think after this point, she decides to maybe step away from Sharpay.
Vote for Sharpay.
I think that, like...
I've written your name.
I voted for yourself. I think Ray may be the only person that's kind of like, yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Shaggy would have been there with her, but he's gone, unfortunately.
Yeah, and Xander, she's lost her allies.
She has. She had the few people who might have like followed her around or whatever, and unfortunately been lost to curses. So I don't know what that says about the people who followed Sharpay Evans. So there you go.
Yeah, so I think she sings her song, and then there's just silence at the table, which is only broken by wanna date?
She's speaking up. She's got no suspicions either. She just wants to know if you want to date.
Yeah, and everyone's like, great contribution.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, excellent contribution, Frank and Hooker.
Yeah. Has anyone got any actual theories? is the next question.
So I think Mr. Reed then goes on an hour-long soliloquy, at the end of which he goes, and I don't know who it could be.
Yeah.
So he's
wasted all the time, and now they're voting.
Yeah, basically, I think he speaks for so long that Bella's like, okay, but who do you think it is? And he's like, oh, I don't know. And then I think, that they go to voting.
It's always hard the first day because you can't really. No one knows.
No
one has a clue.
No, and they tend to also not vote based on what's happened at the round table. Do you know what I mean? Like, if a theory is raised, they might go along with it. But I'm not 100% convinced that they would vote for Sharpay just because she sang a song about being annoying. About being annoying? She sang a song being annoying. Do you know what I mean? I don't think that's enough to get her voted off.
Yeah.
But it could be because they might have nothing else to go on.
That's the thing. Usually, at the beginning, you're kind of just voting for the people you don't want to spend the rest of the time here with. So she might be in trouble
but
there.
we don't want to fall into Survivor territory where they vote for who they don't like, because they don't tend to do that on Traitors, actually. So I mean, they might do in the American or other versions, but in the UK one, they tend to vote seemingly at random because they never know who it is. I think for the first time in this season, maybe from what I can remember, someone voted for someone
because they saw something,
because they purely didn't like what they did. They didn't even think he was a traitor. He did something snaky. So they got rid of him. So I don't know who goes out this round. I am leaning kind of towards Sharpay.
Okay. Well, we'll go around one by one. So who everyone votes for.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
No?
Okay. I don't know who everyone's going to vote for, but we can talk about it, certainly.
Tiffany Valentine.
Yeah. See, Tiffany, having said that people don't normally vote emotionally, I think Tiffany 100% would. She's going to vote for someone she just purely doesn't like because she's like, I don't know. I don't know who it is. So I'm just going to vote for Sharpay because she's annoying.
Okay.
And she's also doesn't really like bullies. Weirdly, Chucky and Tiffany have a very anti-bully stance. Like, do you know what I mean? Even though obviously they are the ultimate bullies in that they murder people. I think they wouldn't like that she's bullied Carrie. Santanico, I have no idea who Santanico think it is. I think she's suspicious of Van Helsing purely because he's a vampire hunter.
Yeah, I think, she's suspicious of him for the wrong reason. And I think she probably either goes for him. I don't know if she thinks... Does she think she's going to, like, get rid of some of the white guys? Or does she think she can very easily manipulate the white guys if they were there at the end with her?
I think she is smart like that. I don't know if anyone is thinking that far ahead right now.
No.
But I think she probably votes for Van Helsing just out of pure mistrust.
Yeah, I think probably too, yeah. Let's go. VH has got one.
Yeah.
Let's do Riff Raff.
Riff Raff. I don't really know who Riff Raff votes for.
I wonder if he goes for Frankenhooker
because she's a creation like Rocky.
She's a creation, and he doesn't trust creations, or he knows like where they come from. Or does he vote for someone who's closer to being the creator?
I don't think he votes for Dr. Heiter because he's made friends with him, and it doesn't benefit him.
I suppose the ones who would be the creators are in his little
friendship group.
Squad, yeah.
Yeah, if he votes for Haiter, it plays his hand too early. I think he is going to vote for him eventually, but I think it shows his hand too early. I think actually Riff Raff might vote for Umbridge.
For Umbridge?
Yeah, I just think she's very strict, authoritarian, and she doesn't like kids wearing piercings or tattoos. You know what I mean? Yeah. She probably hates Riff Raff's lifestyle choices. So I think maybe he votes for her.
Yeah. That's the thing as well. Like, first round table, it's very hard to vote for someone for reasons other than like something you don't agree with them, or
I'd say they don't tend to vote emotionally, but in the first round table it's
always all over the place. Or it'd be like, it'll either go that way or everyone will vote for Sharpay, because it will be that thing where it's like, well, one person said Sharpay, they didn't like
True,
her, and
that's
just
good.
Her name I think it's the easy one.
I think that's more likely.
I think it's probably more likely.
think that's more likely. Someone will bring up her name.
Yeah.
And they'll try and wrap suspicion around that. They do try to tend to vote in unison.
They do, yeah, because you want to be part of the group to start, don't you?
Yes.
You don't want to draw attention to
yourself. You don't want
to
draw attention to yourself. So I think Sharpay is just easily gone.
Okay. So we'll say everyone votes for Sharpay. Do you want to say except for anyone, or do we think they all get the memo?
Except for Sue. I don't think Sue does.
No?
No.
I mean, she would sense it coming and feel like she wants to distance herself.
I don't know. Maybe Sue does vote for her.
I think Sue probably does. Sue's like, I feel like she would get the social cues that people are gonna vote for Sharpay.
Very true.
And she's not dumb, and she's very willing to throw people under the bus to.
She is. That is true. That is true.
Her own way.
Okay, yeah. I think everyone votes for. Everyone votes for Sharpay.
Oh no. All votes for Sharpay. Okay.
I think as well they can probably sense that she's doesn't belong here because she's not in a horror property.
Yeah, she's kind of the odd one.
Yeah, I think maybe she's spent all day bursting into song, and people are like,
she lives in a musical. So.
Yeah, she does live in a musical. So I think they're probably like, she doesn't belong here. So maybe she's the traitor because she very clearly is not a horror character. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
she doesn't belong here.
Yeah. Okay, so Sharpay is eliminated. Gets up from the round table with a flick of the hair. Walks to the spot where you announce.
Gives it a little.
I am faithful. That is my simple request.
And everyone's like, oh well.
Oh well.
Yeah. Oh well.
We lost one, guys.
I think Sue's upset.
Yeah, Sue's a little bit
because there's always that one that's like, I told you it wasn't them. I knew it wasn't them. And then they cry. And I think that's Sue.
Like that. And she's busted her lid.
Sue?
Yeah.
Well, not to that extent, no. But I think she's like, yeah, I told you so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then everyone's like, well, why did you vote for her then? And she's like,
Sharpay Evans is followed out by Bella Winkleman, who just before she leaves the castle gets pulled into a side room. She has in front of her 5 vials of liquid. There is a cauldron.
Ooh.
These 5 vials. They're all labelled.
Okay.
So does Sharpay choose song, kindness, victory, knowledge, or blood?
Well, we know she picks song.
She picks song.
I didn't even listen to the others because she picks song.
She does.
We know Sharpay Evans.
Yeah. So Sharpay picks up the vial labelled song and pours it in the cauldron, and we see it bubble and smoke. Episode 2 finishes. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you're listening, press all the good buttons down there. There's a little thumbs up. There's a little red one which says subscribe.
And there's probably another one.
There's a little bell.
I don't know.
That tells you when we post stuff if you want to know when we post stuff.
Oh, is that what that does?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, do all that YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
Also find us on social media, etc. It's in the description. Thank you for listening, and we hope to see you in the next episode of Traitors. Bye.